It all started with a boy, a small moment on a quiet beach, and a memory that would stay with him for the rest of his life. Little Nigel, standing beside his dad, walking slowly along the shoreline, searching for stones. Nothing special, no big drama, just a simple day between a father and his son. But sometimes, the smallest moments end up meaning everything. And tonight, EastEnders brought that memory back in the most emotional way possible. Because this wasn't just an episode about saying goodbye. It was about where it all began and how it all came full circle. Fans are saying this might be one of the most powerful EastEnders episodes ever made. And honestly, when you reach those final scenes, it's hard to disagree. Because this wasn't built on shock. It wasn't about twists or big reveals. It was about something much quieter. Memory, love, and letting go.
From the very beginning of the episode, there's a different tone. Everything feels slower, softer, almost suspended in time. You can sense something emotional is coming, even before anything is said. And that's what makes it work so well. Because EastEnders doesn't rush this story. It lets it breathe. We see Julie sitting beside Nigel, staying with him, holding on in the only way she can. There's no big dialogue needed here. Just presence. Just love. And the painful awareness that time is running out. One by one, familiar faces arrive. Yolande, Linda, Lexi. Each goodbye feels personal. Not like scripted moments, but real emotional visits from people who genuinely care. And for long-time viewers, it hits even harder, because Nigel isn't just a character leaving, he's part of Walford's history. Then we see Phil and Grant, and of course, things are never simple with them. Even in a moment like this, old tensions rise. They argue, they clash, they fall back into the patterns that have defined them for years. But underneath all of that, there's something else. Respect, understanding, and eventually...
But because of what isn't, there are no big emotional speeches, just two men facing something real, something final. And then everything begins to narrow down to one moment, one memory, one final connection. One last stone. At first, it sounds simple, almost meaningless. But the moment Nigel starts to explain, everything changes. Because this isn't about the present, it's about the past. He takes us back to when he was just a boy, little Nigel. Walking on a beach with his dad, searching for the perfect stone. Smooth, flat, round. Simple words, but they carry weight, because they mean something deeper. He found one, the perfect stone. And when he showed it to his dad, everything changed. His father smiled, really smiled, proud. And for Nigel, that moment became everything. Not because of the stone itself, but because of how it made him feel. Seen, acknowledged, loved. It's the kind of memory that doesn't fade. It stays with you, shapes you, defines you. And that's what we realise in this episode. Nigel hasn't just been living his life, he's been holding on to for decades. As he tells Phil about it, there's something fragile in his voice. Like he's reaching for something that's slipping away. Not just memories, but himself. Phil listens quietly. No jokes. No interruptions. just understanding. Because even if they don't say it out loud, they both understand what it means to fall short of expectations, to chase approval that doesn't always come. And that shared silence between them says more than words ever could. But underneath the nostalgia, there's something heavier. Nigel knows what's happening to him. The confusion, the fading. And then he lets it go. It's such a simple action, but it carries enormous emotional weight. As the stone skips across the water, the world slows down. Each bounce feels like a heartbeat. Each ripple feels like a memory fading away. And in that moment, Nigel isn't confused. He isn't afraid. He's back there, on that beach. Little Nigel, standing beside his dad. Happy, safe, loved. It's not about reality anymore. It's about feeling, about peace. The way the scene moves between present and memory is subtle, almost dreamlike. You're not always sure where one ends and the other begins. And maybe that's the point. Because for Nigel, those worlds are merging. And then it fades. No dramatic final words. No big goodbye speech. Just stillness. And then Julia's theme begins. And that's when it hits fully. Because that music in EastEnders always signals something important. And this time, it signals the end of a journey. Fans have been reacting strongly to this episode, many calling it one of the best EastEnders episodes in years. Not because it shocked them, but because it felt real. The performances carried everything. Paul Bradley gave Nigel a quiet strength and vulnerability that made every moment believable. Karen Henthorne as Julie brought emotional depth without ever overdoing it. And Steve McFadden, as always, proved that silence can be just as powerful as words. What makes this episode stand out is its restraint. It doesn't chase drama. It doesn't force emotion. It simply tells. What did you think of Nigel's final episode? Do you agree with fans calling it one of the best EastEnders episodes ever? Or do you think another storyline tops it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you're new here and you enjoy EastEnders breakdowns, spoilers, and emotional story recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next upload. Because there's a lot more coming from Walford, and you won't want to miss what happens next.